Inside this box is the ANCEL BS200 Superstarter, and this should be the only jump pack your car ever needs, because it's a little bit different than the ones we use day to day. Rather than having a lithium battery in here that can be affected by weather, cold, heat, etc., this has actually got a super capacitor inside. You find these in a lot of electrical items, and it stores an electronic current, and it's not affected by temperature in the same way that like a lithium battery might be. And the other way in which it's unique to most jump packs is that while you can use this remotely, it's designed to be fitted in your engine bay 24/7, constantly being recharged by your car, so that when you need it, you can access it via an app or via pressing a button in the engine bay to jumpstart your car when you need it, without having to search around and find that you haven't actually charged your lithium jump pack. So I'm actually quite keen to get this on a vehicle and see just how well it works. So let's have a look in the box and see exactly what we get. So, user manual, here is the BS200. I have had this out and I've charged it already. What you'll see is you have got a USB-C input here. So you don't have to charge this via the car, which it will do once it's all connected. You can charge it in advance, which is going to be about the only way that we can prove it works. So you can either charge it via the car or off the car in anticipation of using it. Got a couple of crocodile clips. These aren't really for any kind of permanent installation, but they will help you if you were using it as like a temporary fix. And you get a couple of pretty industrial sized zip ties, which are there to help you fit this in the engine bay, so it's a permanent feature there for when you need it. The other really interesting feature about this is that it comes with Bluetooth connectivity, so you can connect it to your phone and use their app, which not only allows you to operate this jump pack from within the comfort of the car without having to lift the bonnet, it also does smart battery monitoring as well, and will also give you updates on your phone. I've pre-downloaded the app. I haven't yet connected it. I think we'll wait till that's connected to a car, and we can see whether it's going to start this car, which is completely dead, and some of the features that you get within the app. This is our Proton Gen 2 that we keep down here as our test car, and conveniently it happens to have a completely dead battery. There is an engine stay, but the hinges are so stiff, probably don't need it. Here is our lovely Lion battery. It's going to be interesting to test this because I'm fairly certain that battery has got a dead short in it, because it doesn't like when we put our other jump packs on it. So we'll see how the ANCEL does. So we have literally nothing. So we'll install the BS200 and then we can go through some of the app features and see if we get started. So it should be a fairly straightforward fit because it comes with open-ended spade connectors. So we can undo one of these 10 mils somewhere. Maybe I'll do it on top of this. And just slide it under and tighten it back up. And do the same on the negative. Right, so not the neatest of installations. I haven't actually zip tied it in, but you can site this most places in the engine bay because supposedly this thing is rated for minus 40 degrees Celsius up to plus 80 degrees Celsius. So it should be good pretty much anywhere in the engine bay. You could zip tie it on, or you could use some other mounting system, but for us, for this, it is going to work. As we can see, it's powered on and the Bluetooth light is flashing. So I'll hop in the car and we'll open the app and try and connect. Right, so we go into our Superstarter app, add device. Looks like we can use the camera to scan the serial number, but because ours is turned on, it has spotted it nearby. It's going to want to know what type of battery we've got. You can add a device name. So let's call it Proton. And it wants to know what type of battery it is, which is a regular lead acid battery. Add. And then it's probably going to want to get some information from this battery. So interestingly, it tells us we've got 98% in our starter, the Superstarter. It tells us the battery's not connected. I think, as I said, it's just completely dead. There's a complete short in it. So it may not even work, because if you do have a dead short in a battery, sometimes you struggle to use it. It struggles to work because it's almost broken the circuit in the battery. So sometimes it won't work, but we'll find out what happens. It's got a bit more information. State of charge, same as what we got at the 98%. The voltage in there is 14.77. It's even got the temperature. We've got history, so it's going to keep a record of battery, data, etc. Okay, so you can set a power alarm, so you might get a notification if your battery on your car drops below a certain percentage. You can get abnormal cranking notifications as well. Perhaps if it takes longer than it should do, it will give you an update, so that's quite good. What we really want to do is test this force start. So this battery may be so dead it's not going to work, because I think it thinks as there's no battery attached, it won't let us do the force start. So I will just double check the connections, and if it really isn't going to start, then we'll have to put another battery in that is flat, but hopefully has enough electrostatic charge in there that it will actually recognise it and will hopefully allow us to jump start the car. Right, so that is not going to work. It's definitely got a dead short in it. I mean, I kind of guessed that before we even tested it. So let's see if we can find another battery. So we have an issue. Dead short in this battery. This battery is actually at 92%. This one that we've got kicking around, so that's going to start the car anyway. So it's not really much of a test for the Superstarter. But we do have a yard full of cars. So I'm just going to go around and find which one won't start, and then we'll try and start it with a Superstarter. I reckon we'll try this little BMW Compact. This is going to be our Motor Trade Millie car. If you're in the Motor Trade, or you supply the Motor Trade, and you fancy coming on a 1,000-mile charity rally in September, then make sure you check out our website, shiftingmetal.co.uk, and there's a link on there for Motor Trade Millie where you can apply to come on the rally. So, another one that is absolutely dead as a dodo, but I know that this one will jump start. Hopefully it's got a little bit of charge in there, and we can get it going. Battery's in the boot. Not going to open without power. Right, this one lives in the boot and actually has much cleaner terminals, but just on the off chance, I'm just going to use our clips for the purposes of our demonstration. Right, interestingly, we've put this one on. It also says battery not connected, I guess because it's so low, but in this instance, it looks like it will allow us to do a forced start. So perhaps you can use it on a dead battery, but not one that's got a dead short in it. I guess that's always going to be a kind of universal thing. We'll try the forced start. After clicking forced start, start the engine immediately, the sooner the better. If it still cannot start, please repeat the operation. So, forced start. Oh, I hear lots of things happening. Pretty impressive. Ignore the fact that it's cut out because this car does that. That's part of why we're working on it. But, turning over, no problem. What I'm curious about now is how many times you can do that. So we had 2 starts there, and it looks like we're down to 25%. We'll try one more. So that was the 3rd attempt, because we did do 2 before, and it was at, what did we say, 25%, and wouldn't quite turn it over. Bearing in mind, this is a 3-litre petrol, so this is the top of what this thing's meant to be able to do. So it worked, which is good news. How many starts you get out of that, I guess, is going to depend on the condition of your battery and the size of your vehicle, but it worked, and I managed to start it from the car, which I actually think is quite good, because a lot of these lithium jump packs that we use, you have to put them on the battery, press the boost button, which also gives you 10 seconds, the same as this does, but then you have to run around to the car, get in the car, get your foot on the clutch and make sure it's in neutral, all that sort of stuff, and do it. Whereas here, you literally press the button and you're away. So we'll whip back down to the workshop and we'll wrap up my final thoughts on the Superstarter. Right, so the Superstarter, surprisingly good. Very strong start on it, turn over a 3-litre engine from something that had 0 lights on the dashboard whatsoever. I think I wasted a bit of that capacitor power by doing it a few times over. I guess that's one thing you have to keep in mind with this style of system. Being a capacitor rather than a lithium battery, you've only got like a finite amount of starts, but I guess you would have in a lithium battery thing as well. This, I would say, is more of a peace of mind device than it is something you're going to be running around a yard like we have, starting cars day in, day out. This isn't the sort of thing you're going to want to recharge and keep using to jump cars. It's not designed for that. But if you want something on your car that is a backup for you, is also going to, keep an eye on your battery condition, then it's actually a really smart product. It's the first one I've seen like this, where you leave it constantly fitted in your vehicle, and perhaps you've run into this before, where you've gone out in the morning and your car just won't start. Then having this there, you can just start it and at least get to work, at least get to, the garage so that you can get your battery changed over, I think is a brilliant idea. So for the general consumer, those of you at home that don't have 40 cars sat in a yard, you have your 1 or 2 in the driveway and you just want to take care of the battery and make sure that, that car is going to start regardless of whether it's from the battery or from the Superstarter, then I'm generally impressed. I think it's a good idea. Installation couldn't be easier. The crocodile clips are great if you are using it in a pinch like we just did, but It's designed to be able to bolt straight to your battery and zip tie it in any place. It's really not going to matter. And you can connect with Bluetooth app really easily, which is actually quite a nice, easy to use app. Of course, the only issue we had was that this wouldn't start the battery that we think's got a dead short in it. I actually haven't now read the instructions, which if you've watched this channel before, you know very rarely ever read the instructions, other than to give you some facts and figures. It will only work with a vehicle that has over 5 volt in the system. So we'll assume that that battery in the BMW had over 5 volts in it. It just wasn't enough to turn the lights on in the cabin, etc. Something to keep in mind. You're not going to take just any dead old battery and make it work. That's not really what it's designed for. It's designed to kind of maintain your car that's already working, but for when it conks out. The only drawback to it is that being a capacitor, as I say, you have a limited amount of use from it, same as you would have from a lithium one, to be honest. We only had 3 real good cranks over on that car, and I kind of wasted them. And as I say, the car doesn't actually idle. It's got a kind of throttle body problem, which is why it's sat in the yard waiting to be fixed. ANCEL say this has got a life cycle of over 100,000 charges and discharges, so it's highly unlikely you're going to burn through the life of it. This is one of those products you fit and forget, but it's there when you need it. For me personally, I think this is actually going to get fitted to our farm buggy, because if you don't use it for a week or so, despite changing the battery, it won't start. But this would give us enough to get it started, which would then recharge itself and the Superstarter as well, which just make life a lot easier for us than me having to run off and find some jump leads or a jump pack, because it will already be fitted. I'll just open up my app and we'll go. So that's brilliant. As far as price, they are £117 right now on ancel.com. I will leave a link in the description below, and they have very kindly given me a discount code, which is METAL10. If you use that, you'll save yourself $10. How that works with the conversion with £10, I'm not entirely sure, so you might be saving yourselves about £8 there. But even if you end up paying £110 for this, I think it's probably quite a worthwhile device, because you are getting something that will start up to a 3-litre petrol car, 2.5 diesel car, you've got battery monitoring, and you've got an app which is going to give you alerts about your battery state of health as well, which is quite a clever bit of kit, really. As far as ratings, I think I'd give it about an 8 out of 10. Very good device. That is quite a strong rating from me, to be honest. I'd perhaps like to have a bigger capacity one, which I think they do make, so you can get a larger one should you need it. And I'd also quite like to see a feature that is a manual override, so that even if the battery doesn't have any charge in it, like our dead short, that there is still, probably with some safety warnings, so you make sure you're definitely connected, to be able to override that, so you can still start a car that's from a dead short. Just be an added little extra feature, but it's probably not going to get used in the case use that this is usually going to be used in, your family car. But that is it for this video. I'm actually quite impressed with it, but let me know your thoughts down below, what you think of it, whether you think it's the sort of thing you'd have fitted to your car for a bit of peace of mind, or is it one bit of technology too far? You let me know down below. That is it for this video though. If you have enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe up here, and if you want to watch another video where we review something, you can check out this one down here, but that's it for this time. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.